scene across
Where
the
are we?
world. Debuting,
We were totally on the wrong scene.
Damn it. I was going with a really funny thing.
Do it.
Am I doing anything? Am I doing
Yeah, go.
We're on screen
Debuting
now.
across the world. We are live in Dubai right now. Welcome to the Video Game Awards of 2020. We are your... I'm just kidding. What's up, everybody?
What if we did that?
That'd be really awesome. I don't know where I was going with it originally, but that's where I ended up. Lord Yeshua, one of your co-hosts here. I am Josh. We have Ryugami-san Paul is in the house. This is the channel we're on right now. Me. And we have 4Gs. That's the guy in the shadows. It's so shadowy over there.
I know. I turned my light.
He's Batman.
I was trying the light on, and I was like, "Where? It's upstairs. I want to get it."
It's so bare in there. There's not even a pallet to be seen.
There's bears?
There are bears. Welcome aboard. We talk about video game and video game related
Paul
things.
has me like a lot darker actually than my screen.
Yeah, what's that about?
Maybe not. Maybe it's me.
I'm so close on my cam got all messed up.
It's close, but it seems like it's like some color correction has been added to
Yeah,
it.
no, mine looks darker than it does in the Zoom meeting too, honestly.
Weird.
I don't know what's going on with that. I wonder if that's because
added.
of the it could be because of compression, it could be because of the
green
screen
dark right now.
The green screen filtering, yeah.
I bet it's color correction, honestly.
Yeah.
It
doesn't matter.
Color correction. I came up with that.
Yeah,
well, anyway, let's dive right in.
What?
I don't know what's going on right now.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone been? We took a week off last week. Good. I had a little bit of a tragedy, and so we took a day off. But we're back. How's everyone been? Hope everyone's been well. You guys been playing games?
I'm gonna be totally honest. I've been getting swept up in real life a little, and I haven't really been playing as much right now. I'm kind of on a little downtime. I really want to get into streaming again, but it's just like really hard right now. I don't know why. Just time is like not real, bruh.
I feel you.
But I have been playing still Origami King quite a bit. And by quite a bit, I mean like I'm literally like wringing out a fucking towel like every drop. I'm trying to like really savor the shit out of this game, and I'm really enjoying it a lot. Still, I'm still not past chapter 4 yet.
What?
I know. It's insane. It's insane. I literally hit 42 hours already. It's just like wandering around and bullshitting. And again, I don't have a lot of time to play. So
yeah. That's kind of what I did with Ghost of Tsushima. It's the only game I've ever 100%ed, and we'll talk more about that. I'm actually going to do the full review of that tonight. But
nice.
Oh yeah.
It was so good that I just like literally every little morsel that I could get out of that game.
Yeah, that's basically what's happening. And I don't know. I've been wanting to play some other games with Colin, and we need to get some co-op on.
Oh yeah, I was looking into that.
Play
because they're having issues actually with it right now.
What? So we're gonna have to make our own server now, independent of them. That'd be so funny. The real mod loader. The other one. The actual.
Did you guys see that they did Ocarina of Time co-op on Games Done Quick?
But like we did that. Why aren't we on Games Done Quick? I'm confused.
Because we're not quick. I don't know.
Yeah,
you have to apply to that too. That's a big deal to get into.
Yeah, you do. You have to pre-record your runs and like prove that you can do runs in a certain amount of time, and then amazing. Submit that stuff and prove that you're not cheating and shit like that to editing your videos down or whatever.
And sometimes they do like reject games because it's been played last year or whatever. So like there's a lot that goes into it.
Can you imagine how many attempts it would have taken us to get like one flawless speedrun video? Like, oh my god, there were so many glitches and stuff. How did they do that? Like, how did they nail? What was the time?
This was like a specialty one or something. I don't know.
This was maybe a flawless edition, but how did
maybe
is that Spicy's? No, what?
That's what I was wondering too, actually.
Did he literally get our mod? What the? That's so weird. Like, wait, are they gonna be playing Banjo-Kazooie
I don't
next
know.
week? I'm
maybe.
Scared.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
No.
That's us.
I know that's us, but like if we
videos.
rewind to like 6 weeks ago, like we were like, oh my god, we're the first people to ever play that. Remember that? What was that? Like 2 months ago. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was a couple months ago.
Man, that was so good. Those are the days.
Those were the days.
It still happens, so that's still good.
Banjo's still doing really well.
Yeah, that's good. Banjo's
so is Majora's Mask Online. Well, that's not doing well. Is Ocarina of Time Online is doing really poorly because everyone's played that game ever.
Well, because everyone's playing Majora's Mask right now. I'm so excited, and it's probably just like getting fixed up right now. Is Majora's Mask completely fixed now? Or are we Looking at a bunch more
they
issues.
broke it completely, actually.
Oh, good. So do we have the only working copy or something?
No, that one won't even work either.
That one won't work? Oh, god damn it. All right, Twilight Princess we go. But aside from that, I don't even know gaming wise. I'm gonna have to dig into something deep. What's my next game? It's gonna be Shadow of the Colossus. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I tried to pawn that off on Colin this week, but he snubbed me.
I know, I meant to.
I meant to. I mean, you could pawn that off on Colin, and I'll probably have Paper Mario.
Yeah. We'll still plan on it. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna see Colin is. Like, I was gonna give him my disc.
3 years.
Yeah.
You can just toss it.
Mine. So. I stole Josh's old Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door.
Well, he admits it fully now. He's fully aware and acknowledging it. Oh, damn it.
Nah, dude, I'm just kidding.
That's so
Use
funny.
your portal gun to get it back to me.
I honestly, I'll get back to you. Just send me your address. I'll send it to you.
I don't care. You keep it.
No.
I have the ROM you gave me. I mean, I have the real disc you gave me.
Nice. I play. Colin, you didn't play anything this week, did you?
I played Hunt Showdown.
Oh yeah, that's right. How'd it go?
It was actually a lot of fun. It's a battle royale kind of game, but instead of 60 to 100 people, it's only 6 people, I think, maybe 8.
Much better. I'm super happy.
Yeah, something so like that's a much smaller.
You work in squads, duos and squads. I think you have 3 people actually with you, or you can just do a single, I guess, as well. Mm-hmm. And you basically try and work your way to this creature they have to take down, and then you have to escape with your bounty, basically.
Yeah.
And it's actually a lot of fun, but it's way more involved than most I've seen. You have to every single twig snap, is important to listen for.
Wait, so this is asymmetrical?
No, it's not asymmetrical. No, it's not. It
plays like a battle royale, but instead of being directly against your opponents, everyone has a mission to try and collect bounties on monsters that are in the world, and you have to collect evidence and clues to find that monster, and then kill that monster, reap its soul or whatever, and then get the fuck out before anyone else comes and kills you. Right?
Oh damn, that's absolutely nuts.
And
fun.
It's actually a lot of fun because the focus isn't directly on murdering other people. There's less pressure in a sense. So you can actually play the game very stealthily, and even if you don't accomplish the objective, you can get in and out with your life and collect money, improve your character, so on and so forth.
Okay, it's not too bad.
So it's definitely a very unique take on the battle royale. Well, I guess Tarkov is pretty similar.
But it would be so sick. They should do a Zelda battle royale where everyone starts in the Kokiri Forest and everyone gets or you're all in the Lost Woods and you just all go and you have to collect items and stuff, and then you can all maybe fight each other along the way.
Dude,
then,
10 minutes in, we're already on Zelda.
I know, and then you can it's just the who can save the princess first or whatever, and you go through a mini story, and it's just
we should rename the podcast. This is difficult to not talk about Zelda games.
It is very difficult to not talk about Zelda and how bad I want every version of everything from it, a Zelda Maker. Probably the Zelda Maker is my most wanted Zelda thing.
That'd be neat.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be very cool. I played this week. I had my birthday stream on Monday, and I played just a bunch of Nintendo 64 games. And that was fun. I played Twisted Edge snowboarding. What else did I play? I played Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3D, whatever.
Oh yeah, that was fun to watch.
It's a good game.
Well,
I'm surprised you didn't play Shadow of the Empire. Why didn't you play that game?
Shadows is the best for the 64.
I love Shadows, but I didn't get around to it. By the time that after Rogue Squadron, I switched over to Star Fox, and I ended up doing a full playthrough on Star Fox.
I saw that. That was pretty cool.
And because I love that game. That game's so amazing. And here's the thing, you know what?
It's a 45-minute game.
Yeah, it's a short game, but there's different paths you can take, which is cool. I fucked up and didn't get the path that I wanted to take, but it's okay. Anyway,
I love that. It's so fun.
So I played Rogue Squadron first, and I was like, well, this is basically just Star Wars Star Fox, only Star Fox is better. And what's funny is Star Fox is an older game, and it even holds up so much better than Rogue Squadron does. Rogue Squadron, I'm not trying to knock Rogue Squadron. It just
no, it's good.
Star Fox is just a categorically better game, I think.
Dude, honestly, after replaying Star Fox 64 so much in recent years, like it holds up more than almost anything in that.
And it was a
era.
launch title.
It was well, I think it came out in 90. I think it was a Rumble Pack launch title. Like it came out it was the debut of the Rumble Pack.
Okay.
I think it was 97.
No, you're right. You're right. It was a Rumble Pack
I
launch
want to say
title.
it was 97.
Because you could buy some copies of the game with the Rumble Pack.
With the Rumble, and actually, I'm not sure if that's me. I don't know if I got it that way, or if I got it secondhand at the time, but
yeah,
I have a Rumble Pack. It's all fuzzy when I was 6, but or 8. But yeah, Star Fox 64, like none of the other ones have ever replicated it, and all the other dogfighting games or whatever the fuck you want to call it, space fighters, are just like inferior in every way.
I agree. It's insane.
Like, the first person then and everything.
The whole time I was playing it, I was like, why hasn't this been redone by anything? I guess my brother was saying the one for what's the next one that came out?
Nope. Wrong. I play that. So Star Fox Assault is just bad.
Star Fox Assault. He said Star Fox Assault. I've never played it.
He sucks.
He said it's pretty good.
No, Adam's lying.
Okay, I don't know. I haven't played it, so I can't weigh in on that.
He's just lying to you.
So I have beaten Star Fox Assault, and there were a lot of moments where it forced integration of other like movements and vehicles, and it was only like R-Wing like 25% of the time, and the R-Wing was decent, but a lot of times it was like on a track. Like, you weren't like moving at a level. You felt like you were on a track almost.
Well, most Star Fox levels are on a track. They're on rails, but like there's only a few full range mode ones, and those are the best levels if you ask me. Are the full range mode levels.
And the full range was like too much, and you had to get on foot for a lot of it, and like you like run around and like I don't know. It was not the same game. I think you would agree if you played it. It was like interesting, but it's not the same. And they've never been able to replicate the controls. Is really what it is. Like
that's crazy. It's so simple.
I know. And the closest they ever came, for me at least, after playing a bunch of Star Fox, is Dinosaur Planet. There's those scenes where when you go to a new area, you like do an R-Wing scene, and you have to like get the gold rings in order to access the gate. I like that you call it
Dinosaur Planet.
Or what did I say? Dinosaur Planet?
Yeah, I love that.
Called originally, right?
Oh my god, did I really call it that?
You totally did.
So
that's hilarious.
Star Fox Adventures. Oh my god, yeah, that's
Dinosaur
really weird.
Planet.
That's really weird because that's literally what it was called.
Bang guys.
Shoot bang guys.
That's so funny.
Like collect the 5 rings, and you would do like a mini R-Wing mission, and it felt really good. But even still, there wasn't like all the movements, and there wasn't any locking on or anything like that, and the controls still weren't as good. But even still, that was the closest they ever got. They've just never been able to replicate how tight and amazing it is. That's
crazy to me. It seems so simple to do, and they just haven't done it.
I think the best option for this would be, and it's super obvious, they need to obviously remake the game, and they need to go back into the original code and everything and be like, this is exactly how it plays, and literally just translate that into new controls for the Switch. And get a remake in godly, just like insanely realistic, disgusting looking graphics.
Ooh, yeah.
And with additional levels.
So you know what? Mechanics. Okay, so you know what though?
I would love
that. I have heard, and I can't confirm this because I haven't played it, but we've talked about the game a couple of times on the show. That game, Starlink, I think, where you take your fucking toys.
I might buy that just because so many people are.
Well, I hear that like the Star Fox expansion and like the Star Fox levels and stuff in that game really feel like a Star Fox game, like the Star Fox game we've been wanting.
Does it feel like a Star Fox game, kind of like how Game of Thrones felt like Lord of the Rings, kind of? Or is it feel like I'm controlling an R-Wing from Star Fox? That's like, for me, it's
well, you literally do get an R-Wing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I honestly don't know because I haven't played it. But
I know it's really weird, but for me, like, the best part of Star Fox 64, again, is just like how it felt. Like, and it's just like that like movement is just, I don't know why. So if it doesn't feel like that, I don't even care if it looks like Star Fox, honestly. It's just like loose, jiggly space movement fighting. Like, I'll hate it. Yeah. But if it's tight and it's like, oh my God, this feels so good. And like the fights are really crisp and the lock-on system is really well done. And there's like a laser level up system. And I heard the weapons are interchangeable and there's a lot of cool stuff. And if it really is all like that, then maybe that it is awesome. I don't know. I might get it because like
remind me about that feeling of Star Fox, because later on we have something to talk about.
Yes.
That I might bring that back up because there's some pretty interesting stuff that I found out watching this documentary series this week.
Feed it to us.
But no, we'll talk about it later. But just remind me about the Star Fox thing. Okay.
Reminding you about the Star Fox.
The other game that I played this week was the new Samurai Jack game that just came out on Friday. Yeah. Samurai Jack Battle Through Time just came out on all systems.
Oh, I
I'm sorry. What is it? Can you put up a thing? Is that us? Is that it? Oh, wait, that's it. Is this the game in the background? Oh, this is a card. Sorry, I'm looking at an ad. Sorry. I thought that was. I realized my page swapped, and I was like, "Oh, that's not us."
That's hilarious.
Okay, what is it? Just give us.
Okay,
look,
so
I got an ad on my thing, and I thought it was the background of the game.
So it's a new Samurai Jack game that takes place technically at the end of the series, like right at the end of the new episodes that they came out with. I keep saying new, but they're a couple of years. Oh my god, you have to go see those.
The new ones are supposed to. Where can I watch these? Online?
Yeah, you can probably watch them online. Cartoon Network for sure. Like for sure, it's worth checking out. Like that season, that final season they did for Samurai Jack is the best Samurai Jack season.
I heard it's exquisite.
It's so good. Anyhow, so it takes place right after that, and it kind of reintegrates that because
awesome.
like you kind of get looped back in through time or whatever. But the game plays kind of like a brawler, like an old school like Ninja Turtles style brawler, only with 3D levels. And honestly, I think it's like as far as because we've seen a couple 3D brawlers instead of just the side scrolling. Can I throw it up in the background? Probably. I would have to get it.
Or I can just Google it. Let me just.
Yeah, you can just Google it.
You can watch his video. He streamed it recently.
I did stream it recently. Yeah, I streamed it yesterday. Yeah, so you can pull that up if you want. So yeah, I mean the game plays really well. It's really fun. I think it's a good game overall. The one thing that I would say, it's not really a complaint that I have, but like I just came off of playing Ghost of Tsushima, which is another samurai game, obviously, and the combat in that game is so clean and tight and amazing and cinematic and just perfect that playing like kind of like a more arcadey style of combat, it was noticeable. I wouldn't say like jarring or like it didn't bother me per se, but it was definitely you felt it, Yeah. Apparently on HBO Max, if you have HBO Max, you can watch Samurai Jack.
HBO Max, okay, good to know. Got it all.
Sweet. Okay, so that being said, the game was good. I'll probably finish it. It's $40, and I don't think it's necessarily worth $40. I would say it's worth $30 if it goes on sale. I'd say it's worth it. If they added co-op, it would definitely be worth the $40. But as of right now, there's no co-op.
You imagine slashing through time together?
Yeah, that would be so much fun. But yeah, it's a fun game.
That's cool. Yeah. It doesn't look as good as I wanted it to look. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping for stark, like cartoon, not stark like drawn animation like Samurai Jack is, and not like that 3D model kind of look.
So I'll say this about it. It does a really good job of like the environments looking and feeling like Samurai Jack.
Okay, that's what I want.
The 3D
that's part of it
thing did kind of like I kind of felt the same way. I was hoping it would be more like drawn, have you played the Dragon Ball Z Dragon Ball Fighters or whatever whatever the fuck it's called. The newest fighting game. So it's actually all like 3D rendered characters, but it looks like the animation.
Yeah.
And I was hoping they would do something like that, but they didn't, which is a little bit of a bummer. Yeah.
That Dragon Ball Z game is like the best. Like
it looks so good.
I don't even know how the fighting looks exactly like the show. It's so good.
Yeah. So if they did it like that, I would have been like ultra impressed. But I also don't mind the 3D. It's not awful. But I would have liked it to be more cel shaded.
I would have loved if it was like literally just drawn though, like the cartoon itself. Which
that would have been amazing.
Like indie games do that stuff. Cool. I don't know why they didn't do that. It would have saved them so much money, probably.
No, it probably would have cost them a lot more money. It probably would have cost them a lot more money.
It's hard to find that good like IP, that's already been made that's not a video game turned to a video game. You know, how many of those do we actually have that are like, oh, this was a great, you know, TV show, movie, you know, whatever.
Lord of the Rings sucks. I hate it.
Lord of the Rings 2 for the PS2?
You don't like
I didn't
those?
play that game.
Those weren't good games.
That's the good one, yeah.
Wait, isn't that the one? Time out. Isn't that the one that's like Star Wars
Gauntlet.
Battlefront only with Lord of the Rings? Yeah.
It's kind of gauntlet-y, in my opinion.
Okay,
Like kind of beat 'em up.
I just don't like Lord of the Rings.
Versions. I know that one. I know the other one that Josh talked about too. Those are two different ones.
Oh yeah, I know what we're talking about now.
Yeah, because there was one that was like identical to the old Battlefront games. It was like basically they just transposed Battlefront onto.
Those are fun with friends, you know.
Yeah.
So, but like not any game breaking, you know. Quality game.
I feel you. You guys want to get into the feature game?
Yes.
Okay, let me get this up.
Featured up, girls.
So the feature game this week is Ghost of Tsushima.
That's a good game.
We got it in the background. I played through this game. I fucking loved it.
Excellent.
That's the review.
Nice.
we'll get more into it.
Bravo.
So, where did I play it? How much was it? The game just came out. It's a PS4 exclusive. It was full price, so $60. I think I got the special edition that was like $80 or something like that.
Okay. Did it come with a 3D model or anything cool, memorabilia?
Well, I got the so it came with the metal case.
Ooh.
And
so you can block shurikens with it.
Yeah, exactly. And then it also came with some in-game stuff, like some in-game cosmetics and stuff. Which
I don't
was
love that.
fine.
I don't love that because it's like, ooh, cool stuff, and then it gets like outclassed by like 2 hours in anyway. So it's like, okay.
Sure, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of like digital incentives in games. I would rather get something physical. I really wanted to get the special edition or like the collector's edition that has the mask. But that was so fucking expensive, and at the time I could not, it was like $150.
Yeah.
I could not excuse spending that much on one video game at the time.
I got the little Paper Mario pen.
Dude, retrospectively, I wish I did, honestly, because I wanted that mask so bad, but whatever. Fuck it.
How much would that have been? Like $250, you said?
No, it was $150. Yeah.
So like 60 after tax.
And it came with some other shit too, but like the mask is really what I wanted. And it came with the steel book too, so.
It's pretty badass.
So yeah, it's developed by Sucker Punch. They're the ones who did like the Sly Cooper games. They did like the Infamous games. What else have they done? Some really great stuff, honestly. In the past. No, they've done more. Oh yeah, I was eating on the stream behind me.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
The same spot eating behind you.
Right, exactly.
It was a pizza.
I think it was pizza, yeah.
It is pizza. Nice.
It is pizza. Let's see. What else? What did I like about the game? So let me give you just kind of like the synopsis of the game. The game takes place during the first Mongol invasion of Japan, which was in like fucking 1270 something, 75 or something like that.
20 years ago.
It was a long ass time ago.
No, that's stupid.
It wasn't funny. Stop laughing.
Historically speaking, the Mongols came in and fought against literally 80 samurai, and the samurai
we saw it.
Got their asses whipped, and the Mongols took over. Yeah, that was the story of Mulan. That's what we were playing. We were playing the Mulan game.
That would be sick, actually.
Yeah, but anyway, so what the story of the game is you're a samurai that somehow survived that onslaught, and you then adopt kind of shadowy tactics to push the Mongols out of the island and help reclaim the island of Tsushima.
Wow. Looks absolutely stunning, I gotta say, just from this one scene alone. Absolutely gorgeous.
It is the most gorgeous game I've ever fucking played in my life.
This is the best shadowing I've maybe ever seen, just right here.
So good. So here's the thing. I would say graphically, I've seen better like rendering and stuff in games, but the way they utilize light and shadow and color and environments is so gorgeous. It's so freaking gorgeous.
Looks phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah. It's stupid good. So I like that about the game. I like that the game's gorgeous. I like that the combat is really tight. If you're playing it for the first time, I would recommend that you change your camera speed to faster. You speed up your camera because it tries to do this like cinematic, like really cinematic thing. And what ends up happening in combat is like your camera's too slow for a lot of the fights that are taking place, and you end up not seeing what the fuck is going on. But if you speed up the camera, it pretty much eliminates that problem, and it still looks awesome and cinematic and beautiful.
Yeah, that looked dope.
Let's see, what else? What did I not like about the game? I wish there was more to play. Like
the length, I was gonna say.
The game. So it wasn't even that the game wasn't that long. I mean, it was plenty long. I played the shit out. I put probably, God, I don't know. To be honest, I'd have to like sit there and calculate how many hours I put into it. But I would say easily over 40 hours.
For 100% though.
Yeah, for 100%. Like literally 100%. So that I would say is probably the only thing that's
like a 20-hour game. That means it's like a 15-hour game.
You could get through the story so fast. Honestly, you could get through the story probably in like 10 hours.
To me, that's disappointing price tag wise because I want to put 300 hours into this game really badly.
Yeah, I could see
possible?
That. Maybe. So, and we'll get into a little bit of that here in a second. So the gameplay, like I said, is, I would say, almost flawless. It's got some of the best combat that I've ever experienced. It's got, like, as far as like head-to-head, like samurai style combat, really good. It's got really good stealth combat. The one caveat to that I would mention is, even though the stealth combat is really good, I would put it on like the level of like Tenchu or something like that. I was so not motivated to do stealth combat because the head-to-head combat is so good. Right? Like in Tenchu, if you go and try and fight your enemies head to head, you're probably going to get your ass handed to you. So you have to be stealthy. But in this, like, you can, get good at the game. You can get the skills to defeat like hordes of enemies, an entire encampment of Mongols. And it's not that it's easy per se, but like you have the capability of doing that. And it's so spectacular when you do it. And it feels so good that, to me, I was motivated to not do it, not do the stealth stuff.
To me, it seems like that'd be more for beginners, and it's almost like it's there if you need it, like if you need to be a little bitch and burn down their tents and stuff.
Sure, I think it's a personal choice, honestly. Like if you want to play that, if you want to encompass that ninja power fantasy. Yeah. You have that option. If you want to do the samurai power fantasy, you have that option.
I like that.
It's got a ton of cool mechanics, like the showdown mechanic, where like when you start a fight, you have the option to do a showdown, and you basically call out like some of their champions or whatever. And if you time it right, you can like quick kill up to 5 if you're spec'd out right. It starts out as just one enemy, but if you upgrade yourself or spec yourself out correctly, then you can kill up to 5 enemies in a row with the just like the quick 1/kill at the beginning of a battle, and it's so cool. And it's beautiful, cinematic. You've got like slow-mo and blood splurtling out. Oh my God, it's so good.
Love me some splurtling.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes you just need a little splurtle.
Splurtle.
So yeah, that mechanic's really cool. Art style, we talked about that a little bit. It's gorgeous. Like the aesthetic of the game's magnificent. That's another thing that is kind of a secret, but you kind of figure it out pretty quick. Is the weather. Which is like, the weather is a character in and of itself in the game. Like the weather tells you where to go. It reflects your gameplay choices and stuff like that. So if you do more like shady ninja stuff, the weather will start, like it'll start storming in the game, like lightning and thunder and all this shit. And if you play more like a samurai, you'll have like the nice, clear, beautiful weather. Which is another thing that actually kind of maybe bothered me a little bit, because the game is so gorgeous when it's beautiful weather that I always wanted it to be beautiful weather. And anytime I would do a mission where I had to use stealth, all of a sudden it'd be, storming and shit, which was cool. And you can fix it by like playing a little thing on your flute to make the weather better, like Zelda.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, but
It's Zelda.
But
it's just Zelda.
Dude, honestly, this game was more like a Zelda game than Breath of the Wild. I'm gonna say it right now. This game felt more like a Zelda game to me than Breath of the Wild.
Which GameStop is open right now?
Yeah, like in the sense of like a traditional Zelda game where you have certain items that you need to accomplish. Like you got a fucking hook shot in the game. You know what I mean? There's no temples, but there are some other cool things.
Cool things.
But to me, it felt more like a Zelda game than Breath of the Wild did. That's all I'm saying.
Amazing.
In that regard. Let's see. The music is wonderful. It's all like cool, like traditional cinematic Japanese music. You got like flutes and biwas and shamisen and all sorts of stuff. That's very good. Sound design's great. Difficulty wise, the game, I would say you have the option. Like you can make it as difficult as you want it to be. I played it on just the regular difficulty. And in the beginning of the game, I actually struggled a little bit. But once, number one, I kind of like learned the rhythm of combat. And number two, once you get everything upgraded in the game, you like it really fulfills that like samurai power fantasy. And like you fight like fucking Yojimbo in a Kurosawa movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you can take on 20 dudes by yourself, like, and it ain't no fucking thing.
That sounds
and it feels so good. But it's also like difficult in the sense that I wouldn't say Dark Souls level punishment when you mess up, but you can definitely get caught off guard, and if you get caught slipping, then you're dead.
Man.
But then, and that was just on the regular difficulty. And I think there's like 2 or 3 higher difficulties than that now. So that's pretty rad. Let's see. Would I play a sequel?
Is there a new game plus?
No, but I would think that. So I don't know.
Why the fuck not? That's insane.
I bet you they're gonna add it, and that's kind of what I was gonna get to. So something that they surprised us with last week was what they're calling Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which is a up to 4-player cooperative mode.
What the heck?
Where you go in and you so let me backpedal a little bit. This game is very based in like reality, like even like the mythic tales, which are really cool. That's a whole nother thing that's worth looking into, which are supposed to be based in like the kind of like mythology of Japan, usually end up being reality based, whereas Legends is going to be like literally all like Japanese mythology, like yokai and oni and all that kind of shit. And so there will be up to like 2 to 4 player cooperative missions. There will be 2 to 4 player cooperative survival modes. And there will be a raid, of 4-person raid.
What?
And this is all coming out later on this year.
For how much money? Another
for free.
Worth of money? Wow! Now we're cooking.
So so what encourages me about that is not only are they dropping that for free, but that's going to be kind of in a sense like a games as a service kind of thing, to where they're going to have to be continuously supporting that. So what that tells me is
that's nuts.
They're invested in continuing this game, whether it's putting in more DLC or adding in like a new game plus mode.
I'd love
so
that.
Like it would not surprise me at all if they did that. If they added a new game plus, or if they added in new, mythic tales or things like that.
That's sick, yeah.
So goddamn, I'm so excited about that. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Would I play a sequel? Absolutely. What's my overall rating impression on the game?
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna say 9.5. I strongly don't
very strong.
agree with giving anything a 10. And there are some flaws with the game. Not very many, but there are some.
It's only 0.6 higher than Thousand Year. Interesting. Your vote, you gave it an 8.9 if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, I did leave out the part where you can pet foxes.
9.6.
Yeah, so that puts it up to 9.6. Oh God, yeah. Merktool in the chat's reminding me of like my favorite part. So in Act 2, there's like straight up duels with other samurai, and it's so rad. It's so fucking rad. I want more of that in the game, honestly. Like, there's so many. Like, I could gush about this game for hours, to be honest. There's so many like really well done, really well crafted. Like, they put so much love and effort into this game. It's absolutely incredible. You could talk for like 20 minutes just on the photo mode in this game. I'm not really much of a photographer, but this has like the most in-depth photo mode out of any game I've ever seen. Like when you hit the photo mode, you can like change the weather, you can change the color grading, you can change like all sorts of things. You can add particles, you can remove particles. It's just so freaking in depth. It's insane. You can move the camera around. You can like, instead of having it focused on you, you can take the camera off of you and focus somewhere else. It's
throw
just
a horse off a cliff.
Say that. Yes, you can throw your horse off a cliff. I did that accidentally a couple of times. It was a little bit of a bummer. Oh, look, right here, I'm about to do a duel. In my gameplay right here.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's just really fucking rad, man. Like, I absolutely love this game.
This looks like the type of game that, although the first is very, very good, the second will be like one of the best games of all time, because they can very well perfect such a game. And I could see, like, I don't know. I already know they're probably working on a sequel. I don't even know how this game went. I like can feel that this is the type of game for a sequel already.
Yeah. Another thing about the game is like, I'm really encouraged. Like I've always been like an evangelist for samurai games, you know, and they've been a dying breed for a long time. The last
like Onimusha.
Like Onimusha, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The last samurai game that I like kind of like got a big release that I can recall was Kengo Zero, and it was extremely mediocre.
Nero.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, Neo, the Neo games.
Neo,
Neo and Neo 2. That's a good point. I totally forgot about those.
But they were just like baby Tsushimas. And then also
the Neo games are a lot more like Dark Souls with a samurai skin. You know what I mean? Like
especially Sekiro, which was basically worse than Dark Souls. 90% of people said
Sekiro was also very Dark Soulsy,
just because of how like,
and also more ninja-y. Like you're a shinobi in Sekiro. You're not a samurai per se.
Shinobi.
So like I don't know. But I'm like really hoping that the success of this game encourages like games like Way of the Samurai and things like that to make a comeback. So that's just kind of my little aside piece.
There's Samurai Jack.
Yeah, of course.
They need to do an M-rated version of that. That's not Kitty.
That'd be cool. Anyway, I could talk about this game all night. There's so many different things that I probably left out of this review that I maybe should have talked about, but like I would just be going on and on and on and on all night. That'd be the whole podcast. So I'm gonna cut it off there. Overall, I think the game's amazing. Like I said, I'm gonna give it a 9.5 overall. This is probably my game of the year unless some fucking crazy shit happens before the end of the year with games. I would pay full price for it personally.
Awesome.
That's about it. So that is my review of Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm gonna take the background gameplay off of here.
Sounds like a play, in my opinion. I would love for this to get ported onto Steam very badly.
So in regards to that, it's very unlikely, but we did see Horizon Zero Dawn come out this year.
Yeah,
right.
Although 2-3 years late, but still it did happen.
Yeah, so it might happen, but I will tell you this game plays really well even on like as amazing as it looks. You would think, oh, I need a PlayStation Pro to be able to play this. Well, I've got friends, even Merc Tool in chat, who don't have a PlayStation Pro, and they've been playing a regular PlayStation, and they say it runs amazingly on there as well.
Excellent.
You know, so like the game's just really well optimized. Like, dude, the amount of love that they put into making this game good is just crazy. So yeah. Anywho, that's about it. Let us move on. Our topic for the week, guys. There was a documentary series that just released on Netflix called High Score. And it's kind of like a history book of video games, right? Like it's like a documentary about the history of video games. Okay. It's really good. I watched through the whole thing. They start out literally with like the first video games we saw, like Pong and Space Invaders and things like that, and moved, I wouldn't say all the way up to current games, but they definitely hit like a lot of the what do you call it, like the monumental parts, things, the milestones, that's the word I'm looking for, the milestones of video games. Some of the things that I thought were worth talking about in regards to this, first of all, I would just, if you're interested in gaming history at all, I would just say go check it out. Oh yeah, one of the coolest things that they mentioned was like the first ever game mods, right? So like when video games first kind of hit the scene, the best place to play those for the most part was at arcades, right? And arcades were taking down just like fuck tons of money. But after a while, people got really good at those games and they started seeing that money dry up, right? Because like what would happen is you hop on like Galaga or whatever and you play it for 3 minutes and you're dead. You put another quarter in, you know? But after playing it over and over and over again, all of a sudden you're extending that 1 quarter out from 3 minutes to 20 minutes or, you know, even longer. So people were getting, you know, like these games were making less and less money. Well, these two dudes from MIT were like, they had bought some arcade machines and like put them in the dorms and were making money, and they saw their money like drying up, and they're like, how do we fix this? And so they took the machines apart and figured out how to mod the machines to make them more difficult, like have like increased difficulty and things like that, so that, you know, like add, like progressively increased difficulty. And so they effectively made the first ever video game mods, and they then started selling the enhancement kits. I forget what game they were doing first. I believe it was I think it was Space Invaders. It was Missile Command. It was Missile Command. Yeah, so that was the first one they ever modded, and they were doing really well with that. But then they got sued by, I think, who was it? Midway that made Missile Command.
Wait, what? Blink? Is that true? Damn.
Holy shit!
Crap. Is that real? Do you actually hold the world record in that, dude? Are you serious right now? On arcade? What the hell?
Wait, Blink. Which one was it? Which game was it? Was it Missile Command? Victory Video.
It can't be beat.
No way.
Dude, are you joking?
What's your score? Blew my mind.
Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to look this up. That's so cool. I don't even know what game that is. Victory Video. Huh. Wow.
4 hours on 1 quarter, bro. Dude, you're a fucking legend. How are we just hearing about this?
Yeah, what a fucking legend. That is so cool.
What the hell?
Anyway,
I got 99.99999 points, and you can't get more, and no one can reach it. Dude, that's fucking insane.
That's so cool.
Congrats. Holy shit.
So what was cool about this whole situation was Atari sued these guys. They're like, hey, you can't do that. You're using our intellectual property. And they're like, no, we didn't. And they basically like Atari ended up settling with them, and they were in the midst of making another mod for Pac-Man, which after this whole legal battle, they're like, oh, fuck, we don't want to just release this and get sued again, whatever. But since they had kind of won that victory with Atari, they instead just contacted Midway, which makes Pac-Man, and we're like, hey, here's our mod for this game. Like, can we get licensed to sell this? And they basically made a deal with them, and that's actually what Miss Pac-Man is. What? So that's where Miss Pac-Man comes from.
That's godly.
Yeah, so that was really fucking rad to hear about. And then the other thing, the other thing that I wanted to mention was the Star Fox thing. So this is this is what blew my mind watching this. So do you guys know where Star Fox started out? Like what the origins of Star Fox was?
Aside from the Super Nintendo,
I don't think so.
Okay, so Star Fox was originally, I shouldn't say originally, but Star Fox spawned from a British 16-year-old hacking a Game Boy because he wanted to put 3D graphics on the Game Boy.
Damn.
And so he hacked the Game Boy to be able to produce 3D graphics, and Nintendo found out about it, and instead of like shutting him down or whatever, they flew him to Japan, him and his buddy to Japan, and they're like, hey, that shouldn't be possible. So do that for us, but we want you to do it on the Super Nintendo.
Oh my god.
That's where it all came from. That's like definitely like the abridged version. This is real. It was in the documentary, bro.
I thought Miyamoto created the vision for Star Fox, though, at least.
He created like the aesthetic.
That's not real, Josh.
So he created the aesthetic.
What? Have I been lied to? My child is
like I said, definitely watch the documentary because it's really cool.
I'm about to turn it on after this.
Yeah.
And watch that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's several parts. I forget which part it was on, which episode was that. I think it might have been like the 4th or 5th episode with the Star Fox thing. But anyway, it's fucking rad. Like I never knew that. That totally blew my mind. That's amazing, where it came from. If it wasn't for this 16-year-old kid fucking hacking his Game Boy because he wanted to play a 3D game on it, then we wouldn't have Star Fox.
That's insane.
That's fucking crazy.
And Miyamoto couldn't do that. Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Amazing.
So yeah. Anyway, check that out for sure.
That's sick. Although the first 2 Star Foxes did kind of suck, but it's okay. They got better.
Oh, okay. So what I wanted to mention. So the look and feel of Star Fox.
Yes.
One of the things that they talk about in the documentary was how Star Fox, or like how the piloting should look and feel.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And like they tried like having the camera directly track with the plane, and that sucked with the R-Wing, you know. Yeah, and they tried having just like a static, you know, camera and have your R-Wing move around, and that felt like shit too. And what they eventually settled on was like basically a delay tracing of your R-Wing.
Yeah.
So like your R-Wing moves and then the camera moves, and that gave it that like kind of like classic Star Fox feel. Like you had mentioned like the Star Fox feel, that's where it came from, was
sick,
them figuring out how to do that back on the fucking Super Nintendo. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we do have a couple news bits this week and a couple juicy rumors.
Oh, juicy.
So we'll go through those real quick.
Are they Nintendo?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, pretty much exclusively the rumors are Nintendo.
Oh, they always are. The juicy ones, at least.
The juicy ones. So real fast. Apple and Epic Games got into
No
it
way.
over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, that's
Shit.
crazy. I heard
Apple
about this.
What
completely removed Fortnite from the App Store because Epic refused to bow to their ridiculous in-app. Like they basically charge 30% to the dollar for any sale in an app.
What the fuck?
So, for instance, like if you're on the Twitch app on your iPhone, where it normally costs $1 to get 100 bits, right? It costs 130, or like it costs $1.30 to get 100 bits on an iPhone in the Twitch app, right?
Wow.
So Epic was like, fuck that shit. Like in our apps, you just pay what you're paying for, and Apple was like, nope, and yanked Fortnite off of the App Store.
Wow, that's a power move.
They also terminated all the developer accounts and OS tools for Epic Games. Meaning that
gutting them.
So, well, they're not only gutting them. Here's where it gets crazy. That means that any app using the Unreal Engine to develop for iOS is no longer supported.
Wait, even if you update and like make sure to allow in-game apps or anything or whatever?
No, so that's the problem. So like anything going for any new updates for Unreal can't be put on the iPhone.
Did you see
That's
their
insane.
commercial they were
Can't believe they would do
clearing
that to
over and over and
themselves.
over? It was basically making fun of the original 1984 Apple commercial.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I gotta
So
rewatch
Epic,
that.
Epic, kind of has launched an anti-Apple propaganda campaign against them, and they're also pursuing legal action. So we'll see how that goes. But like this actually
Insane.
really could affect,
Gaming.
developers gaming on the iPhone.
Who cares?
Who cares? But still, I mean, that affects a lot of app developers, though.
Nintendo, just make a phone. If Nintendo made a phone company, I would fucking definitely sign up.
Dude, that'd be hilarious.
Oh, that'd be hilarious and amazing.
I'd be into it.
Here I am.
So then the next bit of news that we have this week is Facebook announced that Facebook accounts will be required to log into the Oculus going
no one's gonna use
forward.
that anymore. Come on.
So
what does that mean?
Dumb idea.
So Facebook bought Oculus, right? And in order to use Oculus, you have an Oculus account. Just like logging into anything else. Well, so essentially they're saying after a certain point, you can't use that account anymore, or you can't create a new Oculus account. Oculus is the virtual reality, if you don't know what we're talking about. Oculus Rift. So, existing users who already have an Oculus account will have the option to merge their Oculus account with their Facebook account, or you can just hang tight for a while until January 1st of 2023, at which point those accounts are terminated. So essentially they're forcing people to use Facebook accounts for the Oculus, which is whack because they're going to start, just data mining, cramming advertisements into your games and stuff like that.
That's absolutely not okay.
It's disgusting. Yeah,
that's disgusting. That's the opposite.
No one trusts Facebook.
No one trusts Facebook. Fucking Zuckerberg is a criminal. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I didn't say that.
Allegedly. We don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so that's it for news for this week. Let's talk about some rumors.
Oh, yeah. Give me the non-Nintendo ones first.
There are none.
Oh, yeah. Give it to us. Yes.
Okay. So, it's extremely possible / probable
I don't know if I can handle
that on the 28th we're going to get a full-fledged Nintendo Direct.
This is going to be the big one, guys.
It could be that they announced the Nintendo Direct because the 28th is a Friday. Usually they do their directs on Mondays. Well, the 35th or the 31st. We get extra days this month, guys. Nice. The 31st is Monday, right? So it could be that they're announcing it on Friday and that it will be on Monday. But there's more than likely going to be a Nintendo Direct. here at the end of August, and this is going to be the big one, allegedly.
Yeah, this is the big one. Give us the allegations now.
Well, you know, we've talked about like the Mario remakes and collections and so on and so forth, and then also what we've been seeing lately popping up are a bunch of Zelda leaks, right? So we've seen Breath of the Wild 2 Collector's Edition popping up. We've seen Skyward Sword popping up for the Switch. And
I think go ahead.
Well, that's about it. But what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I think that there's gonna be two big things that are gonna happen here. Here's my astute guess. So we are gonna get a Zelda game this year. I think it is gonna be probably Skyward Sword remake, and there might be some kind of like offshoot one. Like there could be a 3DS. There could be a baby game.
You think we're going to get one of the Zelda games this year?
It might not be a main series one. I think we might get teased something Zelda. But what I really think they're going to announce Zelda-wise is Zelda year next year. They're going to be like, they're going to foreshadow an entire year of Zelda.
I think that's, what we're going to see with Zelda,
And it's just going to be like a shadow, and it's going to be like the number 2. And it's going to be like, there's more to come, and like it's gonna be like Breath of the Wild 2 and Ocarina of Time remake and like all that. And there's maybe going to be some crazy teaser for Zelda overall for next year. And I think we'll get 1, maybe 2. Like I'm saying, a second game would be like a handheld, maybe offshoot game if it came out. Otherwise, I'm thinking
we're going to get Tingle's Adventure or whatever the shit.
Tingle's Heartland. I think Skyward Sword is almost certain now that we got that leak. I think we're going to get, pray to God, a gyroscope translated version of Skyward Sword. I would love that if they translated these controls properly, not just haphazardly. And I would spend any amount of money on that. I don't even really care. I'm not even kidding.
I'm with you.
That would be really spectacular for so many people that didn't get the Wii, because that was a lot. Second thing, I do think, we just get out of the way, I think there's going to be the massive Mario announcement. Literally, they're going to trickle in Zelda, and they're going to do the Zelda thing, and then they're going to shotgun us in the face with a huge Mario announcement of all these new remakes, finishing it with a new Mario game this year. I am almost certain we're going to get Odyssey 2 or something, and I'm really excited.
That's bold.
I'm being bold here, but I think this is the Mario year, prediction. And we got wow, that's bold of me to say too. We got Origami King in the middle of the year, which is great that we're already in September now. And Origami King was July. But there's no way you drop a Mario game in the middle of the year during Mario year and say that's the cherry on the cake. No, Nintendo doesn't roll like that. No, we're going to get something nuts. And it's, I think, going to be Odyssey 2 or Galaxy 3. And then a ton of remasters.
A lot of people have been saying Galaxy 3.
And I think that's because there was like rumor that Galaxy 3 was going to come out before Odyssey ever came out. And then Odyssey kind of took over, and they did the transformations thing instead of the planet thing. And I wonder now if they're going to
I know Colin hates Odyssey. I love that game.
I love Odyssey so much.
I love it.
Complaint really being, I love it. My only complaint being, and it would maybe be like a 9.8 for me because of the collecting. And I think it's a little high on the moons.
It's got it's got probably the most creative boss battles out of any game I've ever played.
Yeah, the boss battles are amazing.
They're so good.
I did think the rabbits were a little repetitive when you had to replay them, but they always got harder and better. And in the late game, the moons were as difficult and amazing as Super Mario 64's hard stars. And I was like, this is phenomenal. I loved this. I was really a big fan of the late game.
Dude, there's a fucking whole samurai world. How rad was that?
And you can dress yourself as Samurai Mario and like all these other cool things. Dude, I always did like tuxedo top hat Mario.
Oh, you know, it was Samurai Mario.
But I think the reason that Galaxy 3 is like almost a coin flip against Odyssey 2 is that reason right there is that Mario rarely revisits the same exact new mechanic. Mario will do the same Mario stuff, of course, but the transformation, that is a one-off mechanic. I'm almost certain that we're not going to see again.
I agree.
And I'm almost certain that they would go back to Galaxy because it allows them to do a massive, open, amazing, gorgeous world while not having.
Yeah, the hat mechanic is. I would compare the hat mechanic to the spray mechanic in.
I agree. I completely agree. It is akin to a flood, and it even is akin to kind of Starbits a little. But again, there's something about like Galaxy, so we have Super Mario 64, the Galaxies. Those are the only ones that are just Mario. The other ones are the gimmicks, the hat, the flood, everything else. Literally those only 2 series. So I'm thinking we're going to get another bare bones Mario where it's just like
that'd be cool.
Yoshi, whatever. I would really, really love that. And by bare bones, I mean, it's going to be the most beautiful thing I've ever
Dude, you know what I would like? I would like something that harkens back to like the original. Like, certainly you can make it 3D, whatever. But you remember like the original Mario games were, you could play them 2-player. You could do Mario and Luigi. You'd switch off lives, things like that. I think that'd be cool.
I would love that. I wouldn't even mind it if it was a switch off lives mode as opposed to like a co-op, because I understand co-op in a 1-player game is pretty intense. But like, man, they got to know we want this. They got to see the modding community. Like, they got to know we want co-op Mario and Zelda and stuff. And even Zelda less so, because I understand that's pretty like wholly as a 1-player game. But I still wouldn't mind like having Sheik like, run around the world too as my buddy or whatever, whatever. But literally Luigi is the best option. I don't know. It seems like a no-brainer to make these games co-op.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I think we're gonna get like maybe the best Mario game ever soon. And if we get a remake of Super Mario 64, I'll cry.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pre-order literally everything as soon as it hits the whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy everything, and you'll see me stream everything debut.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this season. There's going to be at least a shit ton of games.
The final rumor that we had this week was the Prince of Persia remakes. And these were leaks. These were leaked on Switch. The Prince of Persia remakes for the Switch.
Wow.
Yeah, they were leaked similarly to the Zelda games. They were like posted on retailers' sites. In fact, the same French retailer that leaked a whole bunch of games.
Sands of Time, baby. I want that shit.
Dude, honestly, I absolutely fucking love the Prince of Persia games, and I was so upset that they got rid of Prince of Persia in lieu of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
So
100% what happened.
Assassin's Creed.
I don't know why they can't just juggle IPs, but I guess they don't want to be seen as like too similar and attract their audiences. But I would totally love for them to just kill off Assassin's Creed and get back into Assassin's Creed. For a minute there was like my favorite series. Like there's a while where I was like, oh, it's like I love Zelda, Assassin's Creed, like Mario. Like not even came for a few years there in high school, and then it just like didn't do itself justice. It does not maintain itself like all the other franchises do. And so it was good for a time in my life, like Harry Potter a little bit.
Sure.
And then you grow out of it.
Well, that about wraps it up this week, guys. Do you have anything? We're done, dude. That hour flew by, man. It absolutely flew by. We're actually over. We're over an hour. So, check us out. Join our Discord here, actually. We'll just do our socials here.
Socials.
I think that's the command. Cool. Yeah. And then also Discord.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this direct. I can't even get over it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm excited about it too.
It's going to be the biggest direct we've had ever, I think. Or just crap and I'll cry. But like, I think this is the timing. Timing is right. So I'm very excited.
Okay, so in the chat we have the YouTube link. If you missed part of the show or all of the show, or if you want to watch old shows, we post our reviews and our previous shows on the YouTube channel.
YouTube, we love that.
I'm Paul. Right now you're on my Twitch channel if you're watching us live. Ryugami-san is that, and that link's in the chat too. But of course you're watching us live. And then you can also find me at Ryugami-sama on Twitter if you want to chat me up there too.
Same guy.
Josh, where can we find you?
Yes, Lord Yeshua and Lord Yeshua TTV on all of my socials. Instagram is really the only one I pretty much am active on, sort of. Kind of been on a downswing on my streaming, but catch me at Lord Yeshua. Still, it's going to happen, promise. You get some more Origami King soon, and then, I don't know, other games coming out? Who knows?
We'll
That's
see.
the other thing. I just want
maybe after next Friday.
I was going to say, I want a slew of new games. Can you imagine if they were just like, and these are all out now. Go, run to the download store. Run, children. Run to get Super Mario 64 remake. I would cry.
So
anyway, that's me. 4Gs.
Colin, where can we find you, homie?
You can find me at twitch.tv/4Gs and 4Gs Gaming on Twitter, which I never use because I do not like Twitter.
The only way I use my Twitter is when I'm like, also post to Twitter on Instagram. I'm like, yeah, click a button.
There you go.
Posting to Twitter.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have an awesome night. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you when we see you.
Good night, boys and girls.
Bye.
Bye.